Chapter 3. I was right about the first day, setting the tone for the entire summer. Now it's September, and Elliot and I have gone to the mall a total of 24 times. 24. That's more than Lindsay and her girlfriends have gone, and they're girls. I can't believe I've spent my entire summer cruising past Victoria's Secret with Elliot. He says he thinks Kara might shop in there. Yeah, right. He likes looking at the underwear on the mannequins. Get a catalog, perv. Every time we've walked past, I hoped Elliot would come to his senses and want to do something fun. This was no way for a guy to spend his entire summer. But Elliot never caught on that this was incredibly boring. To make things worse, we saw Kara Epstein a grand total of once. She was sitting at the fountain with Ethan Lakek, Alyssa Silverman, and Jared Stevens. Elliot didn't even have the guts to walk up and say hi. On the last Friday of summer break, I sip a Mango Madness shake at the food court and shoot mental darts at a little scar on Elliot's forehead. We didn't make one video together all summer, I mumble. Huh? Elliot asks, putting down the iced coffee I bought for him. Nothing, I say. What's wrong? He asks. Everything. Nothing. Good, Elliot says. Good. Elliot goes back to acting like he's so grown up, drinking coffee and checking up the girls walking by. I go back to shooting mental darts at his forehead. We had so much fun together last summer. We built swords and shields out of paper towel rolls, cereal boxes, and silver foil, and had superhero battles in my driveway. Once, we built a giant Kinect Ferris wheel and roller coaster that actually worked. Elliot's not allowed to have friends over when his mom's at work. And since his dad walked out on them, she's always at work. That was why Elliot practically lived at our house, and we had such great times together. What happened to all that fun? What happened to Elliot? All he wants to do now is talk about girls. More specifically, about whether Kara Epstein likes him. A few times I considered telling Elliot I thought Kara drew 2 purple hearts in everyone's yearbook. But I couldn't do that to him, even though he did ruin my summer. Well, at least there's still Labor Day weekend, and Elliot promised to help make our best talk time video ever. I kick him under the table. What? He bends and rubs his leg. You're helping me shoot on Monday, right? Yeah, whatever. Really, I say, trying to find a glimmer of my old friend. Are you going to be there or what? We haven't made one video the whole summer and school starts Tuesday. He glares at me. I said I'll be there. Good. Shooting starts at 9. Be on time. I said I'll be there. I took a long, loud slurp of Mango Madness. When Elliot looks up, annoyed, I'm glad. My aunt's pool party is tomorrow, I say. Have fun, he says in a way that means the opposite. I will, I say, but I know I won't. My cousin Jack will be there, and he terrifies me. Last year, I accidentally fell into their swimming pool, fully dressed and holding a paper plate piled with potato salad. And I can't swim, especially through chunks of potato salad. Good for you, Elliot says. Good for you, I mock. Then I lean close and say, it's not my fault Kara only showed once at the mall. And you didn't have the guts to talk to her. Elliot makes a face like he swallowed an ice cube. Shut up! I chuck my empty cup at him and start walking. Hey, Elliot says, where are you going? I turn around and yell as loudly as I can. Out of this stupid mall! Wait up, Elliot runs after me. I didn't stop until I'm outside on the bench where Dad is supposed to pick us up. I expect Elliot to say he's sorry, but he just stands next to me, rocking back on his heels. When Dad finally pulls up, I get into the front seat, leaving Elliot to climb into the back by himself. Thanks for the ride, Mr. Greenberg, Elliot says. No problem. You guys have a good time? Great, I say, hoping to end the conversation. Yeah, Elliot says, kicking the back of my seat. Great. When Dad stops in front of Elliot's apartment building, Elliot and I barely nod at each other. I watch him disappear inside the building and my stomach tightens. I want to tell Dad that Elliot's been acting like a total idiot this summer, but Dad is humming and tapping the steering wheel. And ever since Mom left, it's rare to see him this happy, so I don't say anything to ruin his mood. As we drive away, I squint at Elliot's living room window. He's waving. I wave back, but I'm sure our car is far too gone for Elliot to see. Chapter 4. It's blistering hot by 11 a.m. I've applied SPF 45 sunscreen 3 times to every exposed area of flesh, which isn't much, since I'm wearing long swim trunks and a t-shirt. Lindsay and our cousin Amy, who is 1 year older than Lindsay, have staked them out lounge chairs near the edge of the pool. They have slathered themselves with baby oil. Baby oil! Hoping to attract sun to their skin. And they've already turned an angry shade of pink. Are they insane? Haven't they ever heard of melanoma? Basal cell carcinoma? Squamous cell carcinoma? I should make a public service announcement about it when Elliot and I shoot our video Monday. Hey, Lindsay, I say. Yeah? She doesn't bother lifting her eyelids. If olive oil comes from olives and vegetable oil comes from vegetables, where does baby oil come from? You're gross, Amy says, and chucks the bottle of baby oil at me. Luckily, I scoot out of the way, but she makes me pick it up and bring it to her. I pace near the pool's edge, deciding if I want to go into the shallow end to cool off. Don't slip, David, Amy yells from her lounge chair. You know what happened last year. Lindsay, Amy, and our other cousin Rachel, who's 6 and is paddling around the pool on her dinosaur float, crack up. Ha ha. I wish I were home with Hammy, shooting a talk time video in air conditioning. A shadow falls over me, blocking the sun. Thank goodness. I turn and look up, expecting to see a fluffy cloud. Instead, I see Cousin Jack. He's grown at least 6 inches since last summer and wastes no time getting into a killer vice grip headlock. My nice, clean head is millimeters away from Jack's hairy armpit and about 516,000 bacteria per square inch. While crushing my neck with his muscular arm, Jack walks me past Lindsay and Amy. They don't even look up. He drags me past the gate to where Dad, Bubby, and Aunt Sherry lie in shade on lounge chairs. All the while, Jack gives me noogies and smacks my head in a supposedly friendly way. David and I are hanging out for a while, Jack says. Have a good time, boys, Dad says, raising his beer bottle, as though seeing his only son in a headlock is cause for celebration. Have fun, Aunt Sherry calls, not putting down her People magazine. Don't do anything stupid, Jack, Bubby yells. And for goodness sake, let go of your cousin. You bruise his neck. Sherry, are you watching your son? Aunt Sherry waves a perfectly manicured hand to show she heard Bubba, but doesn't lift her gaze from the magazine. Have fun, guys. Bubby huffs and crosses her arms over her floral-printed bathing suit. Jack drags me down through the house and out the front door. I make lame, gurgling sounds and wonder if I'll have to wear a neck brace to school Tuesday. When we're out front, next to Aunt Sherry's Volvo, Jack removes his sweaty arm. I turn my neck in each direction to make sure nothing is broken, then take my first deep breath in a while. Hey, I said. Hey, little man, Jack says, hoisting himself onto the Volvo's roof, his legs dangling over the rear window. It takes a couple of attempts before I'm able to drag myself up. Jack whacks me on the back. So, I say, hoping to get that perfect mixture of laid back and cool. But my voice cracks, and I manage to achieve totally 2 different girly sounds in one lousy syllable. Congrats on getting out of that baby school, Jack says. Must be a relief. I nod, thinking that's the right response. Jack pulls a lighter and a pack of cigarettes from the pocket inside his swim trunks. I'm scared he's going to make me smoke. He just puts up a cigarette between his lips and lights up. He turns his head away and exhales grayish-white smoke. Jack squints. Ready for hormone middle? Harmon, I ask, thinking that Jack pronounced the name of the school. Bobby said Jack's elevator doesn't go all the way up to the penthouse. Harmon Middle School, right? Jack laughs and starts coughing. Yeah, Harmon. Isn't that what I said? No. I'm telling you, little man, it's a pit there. Maybe Harmon was bad for you because you're bad, I think. I'm sure Elliot and I are going to love it, if he ever stops obsessing about Kara Epstein. Jack gets this serious look on his face that actually scares me. You gotta watch out, David. Watch out. My throat goes burnt bagel dry. I swallow repeatedly, but it doesn't help. I need to go inside and get a drink. He pats my thigh. In a minute, little man. We're still talking. The backs of my legs are melting. I don't want to talk to Jack about this. Jack blows smoke and flicks his stubby, still lit cigarette into the street. If you don't watch out, you'll... He looks down and shakes his head. All what? My heart hammers before I remember that Lindsay went to Harmon and didn't have problems. Then I get it. Jack's trying to scare me. I play along. I'll bet there are monsters in the boys' bathroom, right? I'm not kidding. Jack looks right into my eyes and I smell cigarette smoke on his breath. I'm trying to help you here. I didn't mean... No monsters, Jack says, lighting another cigarette. But don't use the sinks in the boys' bathroom. Guys pee in them when they're in a hurry and the urinals are taken. No way. How will I wash my hands? Yeah, way. Jack pokes me in the chest. At Longwood L, Miss Benino, the principal, hugged the students when they walked in each morning, even fifth graders, and most of them hugged back. And there are always fights at Hormone. When a fight breaks out, it's okay to watch, as long as you don't get in the way. Or, if there's a fight in the hallway and it's your lunch period, run to the cafeteria. Everybody will be watching the fight, so there won't be a line. Jack nods. I nod too. Seems like the right thing to do, but inside my heart takes off like Hammy running full tilt on his wheel. When our fifth grade class toured Harmon, there was a policewoman in the cafeteria. I thought that was scary at the time. While we were there, she broke up a fight between two girls. Girls! One of the girls pulled the other's hair, and that girl yelled something I'm not allowed to say. The next thing I knew, the policewoman ran over and got kicked in the stomach during the scuffle. I thought that was really scary. Our tour guide, the cheerleading coach at Harmon, rushed us out of the cafeteria toward the science wing. I got so excited about the cool microscopes and lab equipment that it took my mind off the incident. I haven't given it much thought since then. Until now. If you don't want to get into a fight, Jack says, blowing smoke, don't get on anyone's bad side. I won't. I say, meaning it, because I, David Todd Greenberg, do not fight. Also, Jack says, don't stand around after school in the courtyard, because that's where the bad kids hang. He lights another cigarette. I should know. He laughs at his own joke. I laugh too, but it's a nervous, I don't want to die in middle school kind of laugh. But you got through, okay? I look at Jack, hoping for encouragement. Sure, he says. But even for a guy like me, he touches his chest, 6th grade stunk. Jack looks me up and down and flicks me in the stomach. You should bulk up, little man. Lift weights, do push-ups, something. Whatever you do. Jack's so close I have to keep from gagging on cigarette odor. Stay away from the bathrooms around your birthday, especially the one on the 2nd floor near the science wing. I wipe sweat from my hairless upper lip. Why? Jack reels back. You haven't heard? Come on. I shake my head. Everyone knows. My throat constricts. On your birthday, 8th graders drag you into the bathroom, then shove your head into the toilet and flush while making you sing happy birthday. You know, a swirly. No. Yeah. I'm telling you so you can look out for yourself, David. If I still went there, if I flunked or something, I'd totally look out for you, but I won't be there. Yeah, thanks. I feel dazed, lightheaded. Your sister won't be there either, so you're going to have to take care of yourself. He punches me in the arm and it really hurts, but I don't rub it. A guy like you has to watch out. A guy like me. Well, thanks for the advice. My hands tremble. I'd better get back. One more thing, Jack says. There's a kid named Tommy Murphy. I know Tommy Murphy, I say. He lives in Elliot's apartment building. That kid's crazy mean, Jack says. Stay away from him. I will, I say. He once threw a rock at Elliot's forehead and split it wide open. I believe it, Jack says. Once at Harmon, he flipped a kid over the railing. An ambulance had to come and everything. Was the kid okay? Jack shrugs. I heard he broke 3 ribs and fractured his skull. Sweat drips from every pore on my body. No. Yeah. Just stay away from him and from that bathroom on the second floor near the science wing. My stomach coils into a tight knot. Before Jack can even flick away his cigarette, I slide off the car, burn the backs of my legs even more, and limp into Aunt Sherry's house. I drag myself through the house to the backyard and stumble to the pool area, hoping Lindsay is still there. She is, on her lounge chair, a giant bullseye for the sun's cancer-causing rays. But that's not important now. I kneel beside Lindsay and tap her warm shoulder. I know that even though I irritate her on a daily basis, she'll tell me the truth. She always tells me the truth. Linz? You mind? She says, brushing off her shoulder where I tapped her. I'm tanning here and you're blocking the sun. Amy raises one eyelid, looks at me, sighs, and closes it again. One question, Lindsay, please. I nudge her shoulder. It's important. Lindsay's eyelids open, and she leans on one elbow as though it's incredibly strenuous. Make it quick, she sniffs. David, were you smoking? I tilt my head and look at her. Probably Jack's, Amy says. Oh, right, Lindsay says, then focuses on me. What's your question? You went to Harmon, right? Lindsay swipes at her forehead. You know I went to Harmon, David. That was one question. You're done. She flops back on the lounge chair and closes her eyelids again. Lindsay, please. What? I take a deep breath and whisper. On your birthday, do 8th graders drag you into the bathroom and make you sing while they flush your head? I'm positive she's going to laugh and say I'm an idiot. At least I hope she does. Lindsay laughs. I sigh. Jack wasn't trying to warn me. He was trying to scare me. Jerk. I'd forgotten about that, Lindsay says. When I was in 7th, they did that to Trevor Johnson, a 6th grader, on his birthday. Remember? She pokes Amy's arm. Amy nods without opening her eyelids. Yeah, I heard about that. Lindsay continues. He came to PE dripping. Dripping. Coach Shank wouldn't let Trevor go to the nurse or anything. He made him take a shower and dress out for PE. It was so funny. Funny? My stomach squeezes. What happened to him? Lindsay waves her hand. I heard he transferred to another school or something. Oh, I say as though it's no big deal. But it is a big deal. I can't have my head flushed. I may never recover from the psychological trauma. What if some weird bacteria from the water travels up my nose and infects my brain and I die a slow, horrible death? Despite the blazing sun, I must look paler than usual because Lindsay says, Don't worry, David. It's not like they do that to every 6th grader. She pats my knees. Just the weird ones. Oh, great. Questions swirl around my mind. Is the toilet full of you-know-what? How long do you have to hold your head down? Can a person actually drown in a toilet bowl? The drowning prevention expert who came to our school said a person can drown in a couple of inches of water. A couple of inches! Really, David, you have nothing to worry about. No? No, Lindsay says. Your birthday's during winter break. You won't even be in school then. But Jack said, I'm telling you, David, there's nothing to panic about. I'm panicked. Now get out. You're blocking the sun. And Lindsay shoves me. Not hard or anything, but I'm so shaky from what Jack told me that I stumble backward. As I fall, I windmill my arms as though it will do anything other than make me look like an idiot. Every panicked thought flies from my mind except one. Please, God, not again.